Jason Burke here with episode 2 of Keeping It Real in Real Estate with the Burke Realty Group. Today our question is, do I need a realtor? And I think it is a great question. I think the true question would be, why do I need a realtor? Why do I need a buyer's agent, or why do I need a listing agent? And truthfully, for both sides, it's more about protection. It's more about us looking out for your best interest. And so I do 100% believe first-time home buyers should have an agent. What I usually try to do is I sit down with my buyers. We go over the entire process. So then when we do find the right house, it is going to be a smooth transaction because they are already prepared for a lot of those things. So protection, knowing that someone's there for you to look out for you during the entire process, is very important.
So in this day and age, when everything is available online, I'm coming in naively as a buyer. Maybe I'm a first-time home buyer, and I'm looking at the Zillows.com, the Homes.com, the Realtor.com, and I'm able to see all the inventory that's there.
Mm-hmm.
Why can't I just reach out to the person who's listing the property to arrange a showing and kind of take it from there? Like, why do I need a representation if I've already found the house I want to buy?
I think that's a great question. First of all, think about a listing agent, because if it's on Zillow, more than likely there's still a listing agent involved. Mm-hmm. Why would you trust to go in without an agent, talk to that other agent who is representing the seller? There's just too many gray areas there, and as much as they say they're going to help you and guide you, their number one priority is that seller. So very good question. But also, there's a couple things with these bigger companies, Zillows, so on and so forth. Let's talk about the Zestimate. An algorithm runs that Zestimate. So you also want to have a buyer's agent to help you run comps so you can put in an appropriate offer. Last year, 2025, 88% of homes bought and sold in the United States use a real estate agent on both sides. That's the same number in Virginia, so 88%. So if I can set you up on MLS, you're getting that information immediately. Some of these bigger sites, they also have to wait a little bit. There's a little bit of a delay that goes into that.
The only reason I'm mentioning
and the other problem is they're not there to help you, they're there to make money. So basically, when you click that button, think you're getting the right agent, you're going to have 10 agents call you. And now you're going to have to deal with all of that because they give out your information to everybody. So again, who can you trust? So, and again, I'm not saying that everybody should be calling Jason Burke today. Please do, but they don't have to. But the thing is I think with anything is, when you're making a major life decision like this, why would you be lazy on it? I mean, I think that when I rank things in your life, having children, getting married, buying a home is usually in the top 5. So why are you taking that so nonchalantly instead of hiring a real estate agent?
So I honestly consider myself somewhat of a seasoned buyer, having now purchased my, third home. But I cannot imagine navigating the process on my own because of what happens after you find the home. The whole lending piece is very daunting. The fact that I know that I can call my real estate agent and that she is going to be that go-between that's going to, make sure that issues get addressed and answer all of my questions and, be alongside us every step of the way, make sure that we know exactly what we're signing. Can you kind of speak a little bit more to that?
Yes, and truthfully, when I talk about buyers and sitting down usually I sit down 45 to 60 minutes with them to go over that contract, because that contract, again, you are just looking at numbers and certain things inserted in there, and we are looking at the ways that we can protect you. So number 1 is getting a lender. Number 2, going over the contract and understanding that. Number 3, all the inspections that have to get scheduled, I'm doing that for you, and I'm making sure they are completed in a specific amount of time according to the contract, so that the seller does not come back after you for something you did incorrectly. And they will. So that worries me every once in a while, especially for buyers. Oh, by the way, today's episode, we are filming from Boychik's Deli. Those of you who live in the West End or far West End or work in Innsbruck, you probably know pretty well about Boychik's. So if you hear a little background noise today, we are keeping it real, and hopefully you can still hear the two of us speaking.
And Jason, you mentioned kind of touched on the sort of commission side of it, that the seller's agent or the seller is going to pay the buyer's agent. I can't even ask the question properly because I don't understand it.
Yeah.
Just kind of wanted to tee that up as maybe something that we can address in the next segment, because I think that is a huge question.
It's a big question. Commissions
and
the lawsuit that happened last year or a couple of years ago.
Yep.
It didn't impact things as much as people think. And yes, we'll get on the commission topic. Next week's going to be about with my preferred lender. Maybe we can bring it up then.
Okay.
So, listing your house on your own. If you've never done it, I would still say no. Because there's still a lot of paperwork. There are still deadlines, and buyers will want to come after a seller so that they can get a price down or credits or things like that. So you got to be very careful to not hit a situation like that. And yes, you might save some money on commissions listing a house yourself, but are you pricing it correctly? Because by the time I can come in, price your home properly, and even though you're paying both sides, you're still making money, and might be that same amount of money because you didn't know how to properly list your house for the right price. But I have friends that have done it on their own, and it's been great. But the one frustrating piece is I have somebody tell me they're going to list their house on their own, but then they're still calling me for all my guidance and all. And so when you do that, it kind of gets, it's a little unfair to me, because if you would have used me, I could have done all this for you. But now you're in a pinch and don't understand something, so you're still calling me. So does anybody want to work for free? I think everybody, we all have our jobs for a reason. Even though you can do for sale by owner on some of those bigger sites, the camera, the angles of the photos, things like that, because if the photos don't look good, a lot of people won't even look at it. So, and I think a lot of for sale by owners, if you look at the pictures compared to the professional photography that we usually get, it's a big difference. So I personally am here to protect my clients and make sure that everything's done by the book and they are protected in every aspect of a contract. Be careful. I do think some of you can do it, but you still need to be very careful. But again, 88% says a lot. So I think that the truth is no matter what anybody does, still interview some agents. Interview the agents. You don't have to commit to any of them. So you might as well sit down, hear what they had to say, and then you can make an informed decision on if you're ready or not to do something like that on your own. Next week, we are going to have my good friend and longtime preferred lender, Lex Sheriff, and he's very upfront as well, so it'll be informative. If you have any questions about mortgages, the lender you should choose, this and that, because it's a big piece of the transaction regardless. So I look forward to having Lex on, and we'll see you next week.